And joining me once again here in studio, Katie Phang, attorney and host of The Katie Phang Show. So here we go. Many of the president's actions of these last 3 weeks are facing legal hurdles.
As they should.
But many of them are merely temporary to pause them. So I'm curious if you can pinpoint any that are clearly unconstitutional or could lead to a constitutional crisis, as opponents are suggesting.
Okay, so I want to make it clear, I'm answering this question within the framework of the reality that we are in a constitutional crisis. And the reason why I say that is there is a brazen disregard for the law, as well as norms and institutions that have kind of created that safe space of our judicial system. And this has begun from the first administration of Trump. I call it Trump 1.0, and now we're in Trump 2.0. But one of the most layup easy answers for you is the birthright citizenship executive order that Trump has tried to force down the immigration throats of so many different people right now, and that several federal judges have told him you cannot do. And the reason why is it is blatantly unconstitutional. But we're also seeing judges that are saying to Trump and Elon Musk and people that are working for Elon Musk, what you are doing is not legal. And so there is a power in going to court. And that's why I want to remind people that they can get some reassurances that the legal system still works, because Trump lawyers show up to court. It's not like you have people like the attorneys general suing about the Treasury Department. And it's not like they're going to court and nobody shows up from the Department of Justice or nobody shows up on behalf of DOJ. That's not happening. So there are things that are transpiring in front of judges right now. There are orders that are being issued. The big question that all Americans have, including me, is, are they basically saying to hell with it? Are they looking at these documents and saying, this is what I think about your order, Judge? Because nobody is actually minding the till, meaning we're not having reports to these judges saying that you're having compliance with these orders. So I think the next step is judges need to make sure that these orders are being abided by. And if they're not, haul people like Trump and Scott Bessent and Elon Musk to court and say, why should you not be held in contempt of court?
But here's the thing. Is he testing Donald Trump? Is he testing his executive authority in the hopes that this ultimately makes its way up to the Supreme Court, and then he can invite or at least expect these conservative justices, 3 of whom he's placed on the bench, right, to support his rather unbridled view of executive power?
So he doesn't have to test his executive power anymore, because courtesy of SCOTUS, he's already been told he's a king. He's already been told that certain conduct that's done within the framework of his job in the executive office is protected conduct. And so that is why you see him saying, yes, maybe I want to push the envelope a little bit, Alex, when it comes to certain things like birthright citizenship, which we all take for granted because you look and you see it's an actual amendment in the Constitution. But he's already going and cloaked with the presumption that what he's done is legal and valid because the Supreme Court has told him that. So what is he doing? He's basically trying to create a fact pattern that he can make it to SCOTUS to see if SCOTUS basically says, you know what, it is okay to ignore the Constitution. And I think that is why you kind of see this throw the spaghetti against the wall, see what sticks theory. But you're also seeing that he's hitting significant roadblocks from the legal system, and they are stopping him. But again, it's one thing to say, here's the legal and here's the reality. And I'm more concerned about the reality. Are people actually listening to these court orders?
Give me just a second of Pam Bondi. Anything coming to light that she's done in her first few days as Attorney General that's making you go, whoop?
The fact that she's saying that she's basically going to be criminally investigating corporations for DEIA initiatives. You see Pam Bondi issuing directives that basically tell members of the DOJ and assistant United States attorneys, look, you work for us, so whatever we tell you is the policy, is you have to do it, or else you're going to get fired. I mean, that's a level of this is my fiefdom. But the reality is, all of these are neutered people. Pam Bondi, all of them are neutered. What I mean is, they're truly impotent because their power is only derived from Donald Trump. They're not thinking independently, Alex. They're getting their orders, their marching orders from Donald Trump.
Gotcha. Katie Phang, thank you so much. All of you, we invite you to watch Katie on The Katie Phang Show at Saturdays at noon Eastern, right before this program here on MSNBC. Thank you, my friend.